hurt, so he really only told me to bring you here and what equipment to bring.
I think I'm gonna sit up over here.
Okay.
No, wait. I'm not sure. I want them standing in front of Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh's from Cape?
Somewhere in Missouri.
How about over here by Porter Wagner?
Sure.
Did you know that thing about Dolly Parton? That she wrote I'll Always Love You for him.
No way.
I think I'm gonna one camera on a tripod, and that'll free me up to use the boom.
Mm-hmm.
Just make sure that your frame is always chest up, okay?
Sure. Okay.
Because that'll get really old really fast.
Gotcha.
Whew, it's cold.
It's cold as blue blazes out here.
You're so country.
Mississippi originally. Grandpapa used to say, cold as blue blazes out here. And he also used to say, cold as a well digger's. This is a church thing. I'll watch my language.
Pastor Jason, I'm sure would appreciate that. Not that I'm sharing any raw footage. You know, I'm editing this.
Oh, you are? Cool. What's it for again? A sermon illustration?
Yeah, he's doing this series on the love chapter. You know, 1 Corinthians 13.
Oh, yeah.
Verses, I don't remember. You know, love is patient, love is kind, etc., etc. So I think I'm going to have you stand opposite of where I am.
Okay.
And then you can go handheld and then
Sure.
just, you know, flip between the subjects.
All right. Okay. So they're making this into a whole series, or?
I don't know. Maybe a phrase every sermon. But I don't really know. I just do what they tell me.
Are you full-time staff?
No, just as needed. But you know Marcus is. Do you know Marcus?
I don't know.
White guy with a reddish afro. Always wears a green sport coat. Kind of resembles a Christmas tree. Have you ever seen all those kids? You know, like this group of middle schoolers, big family of boys running around.
I think
Yep,
so.
those are his sons.
I have another pleasure.
He named them after the disciples, you know.
Really?
Bartholomew, Thomas, get over here. Stop climbing on those pews. Those are Marcus's boys.
Oh, those dudes.
Jude, Matthew, Levi.
Yes.
But, you know, he only calls them after his proper disciple names. Yep, Matthew, Levi. But the best one is the baby. They call him Simon the Zealot.
Oh, that's not right. So this being a church thing and all, are they going to pay me in real dollars or church currency?
No, we'll pay you in real American dollars.
Oh, hey.
Hi. Great, well, we're the video crew.
Hi.
Thanks so much, guys, for coming. Hi,
Nice to meet you.
this is our cameraman.
Hi.
Maybe I shouldn't have, a little loud here. Have a few spots for you guys. You can just stand here. We're gonna ask you a few questions about love and see what that looks like for you guys.
As far as love is patient, the easiest thing I can think of is the patience I had in dealing with my father. He passed away about 10 years ago due to Alzheimer's.
I'm sorry.
And as he was slowly deteriorating, once he started forgetting who he was and who we were, it got really difficult. There were several members of my family who just bailed, but I know for a fact that there was no way I could leave him or my stepmother. I loved him too much. He's my father. I mean.
All right, so if I said, what is love, what would you tell me?
Two people that don't like each other by their looks, but how their inner feelings and if they have stuff in common are.
I love people, and I love reading. and I love to watch movies.
Okay, love to me is when you sacrifice your time for someone else and you'll do anything for them.
Some of the greatest examples in life that I've seen of love are definitely I've seen in my parents. They're always there for each other, and I mean, they've been together for about I think 30 years now. So.
Well, I know that they love each other because they hug each other every day and kiss each other every day.
Well, it's I don't know about love enduring, but it's the love of painting enduring. And I started doing these things more than drawings and artwork 65 or 70 years ago. And so that's endurance, I think, if it goes for 70 years. And it's just as much fun now as it was back then, maybe even more so.
He was a scrawny type, and I was more into the beefy type of men. I probably turned him down at least 18 times. He pursued me over and over, the poor scrawny thing.
I started lifting weights. I went to Walmart at like 1 or 2 in the morning and bought a dumbbell. It was the only place that was open. It was an impulse buy, but I wanted to get in shape.
It was a violet-colored 5-pound dumbbell.
It was a deep purple, almost a blue.
5 pounds.
Well, you got to start somewhere to get a body like this. All of this.
Honey, wasn't the name brand something like Lady Curves?
No, it was Pump Up Girl. And it only came in pink and purple, and I chose the manlier of the two.
Anywho, he worked out, and eventually his patience paid off, and I came around.
As did my working out with that Pump Up Girl dumbbell. Eventually, I bought a 12-pounder.
I'd always loved his eccentric mind. Now I love his body.
And she still does. I was worth the wait.
My little sea biscuit.
And so I'm standing in the kitchen, right? And he's like in the breezeway. Or were you in the hallway, baby?
I think it was...
The breezeway. And I was standing there in the kitchen with a dog cucumber knife in my hand. 6 months pregnant. He's trying to carry in this gargoyle that he purchased for the front of our garage.
Right. I was in the...
Yes.
It was the breezeway.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm simply asking him if he can help me out because I'm up to my knees in cucumber wedges. He's making fun of me. And it's just, I just don't understand. Like, I need help. I say, help me by throwing these nasty seeds out before they turn to soft rot.
She thinks everything's like...
Everything turns to soft rot. It does. I swear it does. So he's standing there with 50% of gargle on his hands, and he's making fun of my cucumber wedges, and I'm saying, quit laughing at your pregnant wife, because that's the last thing she wants to hear.
You see, our baby Connor was a
I'm saying
preemie.
to this man that I married, this man that I love, quit laughing at your wife. Don't make fun of me. It doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, Joe?
So how old are you?
12.
12. You ever been in love?
No.
Love is what makes us feel good about someone or something. Love is not anger, it's caring for one another. Love is just, it's really sweet to enjoy, but most importantly, love is what makes us human.
Valentine's Day last year, there was a kid who asked me out with the envelope saying, "Will you be my girlfriend?" And I went crazy because I didn't know what to check, but then I finally checked yes. Whenever I stay at my grandparents' house, I'll wake them up in the middle of the night and ask them for hot chocolate. Even though they don't want to, they'll make me, and that's all because they love me.
I know what it's like to lose someone. When Ambrose left me to find himself, well, I had an opportunity to start my life anew. And roller derby was the soothing balm that my heart needed. By creating a culture of kindness, that's how I won these girls over. That's how you show love. That's been my goal since I first bought the team, to become the mother they never had.
I have a real mother. It's just that sooner or later the law caught up to her.
My mom's in the coop too.
Yeah, when all of us girls lost our mom, we found it in the roller derby. So
your mom died?
No, we lost her. Like, we couldn't find her. We went to the Family Dollar and she went out the back door.
Biscuit!
Fran doesn't let us play much. She thinks we're too thin.
Really? Yeah, she claims that we don't get enough proteins or healthy carbs.
Until our thighs have the muscular definition of a puma, we can't play.
Yeah, we're not good enough.
That's it! Stay on her! Stay on her!
I love Fran. She really is the only mother figure in my life who didn't leave her daughter to pursue black magic. Her mom's in a cult.
Daughters, I don't want to have to go over this again. Please use the tissues that have been provided to dispose of your spit. Put your spit in the tissue. Then, carefully using the four-corner folding method that I have taught you, dispose of the tissue in the baggie that has been provided for proper disposal. I'm not raising a bunch of she-beasts.
Is she motherly to you?
Yeah, she stayed up late one night and heat-sealed stars onto her helmets.
Really?
Yeah, she puts a little extra love into every twinkle.
Oh my.
She knit me this brassiere.
Really? That's quite the
Nothing like falling asleep at her house on a Sunday for a nap.
Yeah. We like to nap in her bed for our Sunday night cuddles.
Ugh, not me.
So is she a motherly figure to you?
By mother, you mean an entitled ex-wife of a neurosurgeon who smells like peppermint and self-tanner? Then sure.
Excuse me? I think you need to take your leave.
You know, we're almost done. We're just gonna
Get out.
You okay?
Oh, yeah.
Did you hit your eye?
Yeah, he got me.
Oh, that kid in the bathroom when he charged you.
Yeah.
And the viewfinder probably hit you. Hey, let me see. Pull over.
It's watery.
Come on up. Yeah. Oops, sorry.
That's okay.
It's not black and blue yet. You're okay.
Yeah, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, well, that's good because, you know, the church doesn't have insurance.
For me, love is sacrifice. My parents have always told me that if you love someone, you should be willing to do just about anything for them. And I think that was never a truer example than when I got into the school of my dreams, Berklee College of Music, and it's way over in Boston, Massachusetts, and we had no idea how we were going to afford it or how we were going to get me there, but I think the hardest thing was just leaving them behind, and it's still taking a long time to really understand the true level of love that a parents have for a child.
What does he do for you that makes you feel loved? Well, he cares for me. How do you know he cares for you?
And he helps me a lot.
Yeah? Well, that's really sweet. You happy you have a brother?
Yeah, very.
I was a teenager the year that The Feminine Mystique was published. And so I knew I had options. So I decided that I was going to do things a bit differently. I didn't want to get married. I didn't want to have kids. Tall go-go boots were cool. I wore the go-go boots and I wore the cute little mini skirts, and I had very long legs, so that's partly why I got into modeling. Everybody complimented me on my legs. It might sound strange, but back in the 60s where I grew up, it wasn't proper to say you were 6 foot for a woman. So they made us say we're 5'13". Recently, 10 years ago, I was featured. Sadly, it was only my face, not my beautiful legs, but on the cover of Modern Menopause, a great magazine if you've never read it. The article is called Remembering Your Uterus, of all things. But I did really have a good uterus.
That magazine cover was supposed to be my cover.
Okay, well, she told me that they chose her because she had I think it was a really good uterus, and they were going to write a story about that.
She had never even used her uterus. That woman is barren. What does she know about a uterus? She has not got any kids at all. I'm the one that's got 2 kids.
Okay. Well, I'm actually going to talk to them next, so I'll get to meet them.
Hands off my son. My son looks like, if Bradley Cooper and Jack Black was to have a baby, that's what he looks like.
I'm sorry she said that. Mama's always trying to fix me up with a girl. She's especially inappropriate when it comes to a cute pie like you.
Well, thanks, but trust me, you can do a lot better than me. I'm a mess.
Oh, doubt that.
I'm what you call a relationship destroyer. Just call me Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction.
Are you okay? What's going on?
she's just the most inspirational person I know. And, ever since the day, ever since I came out of her loins, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna drink my warm milk. Oh. Mom is just resilient, When we was born, her modeling career took a hit. Her body just weren't as firm and taut. It's because of the stretch marks we made. Anyway, she's in great shape now because of the Samoan fire knife she throws.
This is a Samoan fire knife, and in the beginning, that was just a machete knife, and it was used for ceremonial dances. And in the beginning, it was just wrapped in a towel on either end, and times have changed now. And just wait till you see what I can do with this. Good job. Of course, it doesn't help none that I'm completely legally blind in my left eye.
Don't, Mama, don't. Don't. It's, flame's getting bigger.
I used to do this at trade shows in a skimpy little dress. Put both kids through junior college doing this.
Okay. I think she burned her hair.
Yeah, like that Michael Jackson commercial, the Pepsi one.
Wow, you're old enough to remember that.
Yeah, I was 5. It left tomorrow.
Oh, hey, you've got a new fan, Denny.
Oh, yeah, he's 15 years too young for me, which is probably why he's interested. It's always inappropriate to pursue me.
Yeah, tell me about it. I get chased by all the women who think that I've got a kid. When they realize it's my brother's, totally disinterested. They just then see me as a struggling, barely paid artist type that lives in a van down by the river.
Well, you can't help that you're show folk.
You know what? I am show folk. We're both show folk.
Yeah, well, there's not much marriage material out there right now. At church, I dated all the men, closet cases. They believe that God hates them for the way he made them to be, so obviously that's not gonna work out. So I'm just waiting for straight men and their impending divorces.
Oh.
I know, that sounds awful. But, at age 36, it is grueling to find love. Most Christian girls, they get married at 19, 20.
You know why they do that? It's because they want to...
Yeah, yes, right, I know. Yeah, there's not a lot left over by the age of 30. All taken. So, I just have to wait for guys to get divorced. Or even worse, for, the wives to die.
Wow.
And I'm not saying...
No, okay,
I'm not saying
it.
I want women to die.
Okay.
Just making that clear. Okay. Yeah, I have to accept the fact that I'm just going to be a stepmom to children. No one my age is single and doesn't have kids.
Yeah, kids aren't so bad.
Everyone my age has kids.
My nephew Denny, I really feel like he's made me smaller.
You've been a part of our fellowship for 3 years. How have I never seen you?
Well, I'm usually in the AV room in the back during services.
Well, that makes sense.
Maybe we can get back to talking about the subject of love.
Okay, sweetheart. Okay. Ladies, let's just get back to the book. I'll be right back. Oh, BRB. So, what is it that you want to know about love?
Well, I'm just going around asking people what it means to you. When I say love is patient, love is kind, love is not easily...
Ladies, there's a boy in our group. Yeah.
Hi, y'all.
So, you sit right here betwixt us. Kelsey, scoot off. What's your name?
Where are you from? I haven't seen you at church.
Well, I started going there a few years ago with my wife.
Oh.
My ex-wife.
Oh.
My name's Roger Gomison.
Hi, Roger.
Hi.
In those sexy pants. I'm gonna get Roger a plate.
Okay, go ahead, Roger. It was your ex-wife that brought you to our church flock?
Yeah, my wife found the Lord when we got stuck in all the muck and mire of life. And you see, I lost my job about 18 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It seems that people just stopped bringing their VCRs in to get their heads cleaned. And, my wife saw my business failure as a personal failure and saw it as a personal attack on her and my boys. And that's when things started changing. That's when her disdain and her breathing, you could hear it. And at night, as the breathing got worse, I could feel the hatred growing. And
Chicken balls? Sit down, Joyce.
Carry on.
Anyway, like I was saying, I loved going to church. I really did. But my wife stopped sitting next to me. That's when the abuse really started. You see, she saw that as a weakness. And I started asking her questions about the Bible. I mean, I wasn't trying to be difficult. I mean, I really wanted answers. And when your wife stops sitting next to you in church, well, that's
spiritual pride.
In our case, love wasn't stronger than pride.
Such a good song.
I'd say pride goeth before destruction, says the book anyway.
Okay.
My ex and I, we could have used that in our relationship.
How's that?
Things didn't end well. I mean, that's why we're exes now.
Okay.
You know, it's like people get wrapped up in taking too much pride in themselves, and I think it just it makes it hard to apologize. And as a couple in a loving relationship, you need to have apology, need to have tolerance.
If I were to ask you what love is, how would you describe it?
I have no clue. Like, nobody really knows what it is, actually. You learn from your experiences.
I never expected to be in a long-term relationship with someone whose first name is Verl. I mean, I'm just being honest. No offense.
Got lots taken. I'm not going to take criticism from somebody named Lars.
Oh, Lair, well played.
Well, have you ever been in love before?
No, just with my dog. But I'm not going to go.
Barnstable.
Hey, don't mock poor, nervous, shaky Barnstable. He's our baby.
Why is he shaky?
Well, he ate through an electric cord in our garage. He lived, but now he's all googly-eyed.
My dog is a little googly-eyed.
You have a dog?
Yeah,
Aww.
Scruppers.
Scruppers.
Yep, just me and Scruppers. I found it behind my house about 6 years ago.
What?
No identification, no nothing. I looked for an owner for months, but nobody came up, so I guess Scruppers is destined to be my TV companion for life.
Oh, I want to meet him.
No.
What? Why
No.
not?
You said you're a relationship killer. I don't want your bad mojo with me and my googly-eyed dog.
Hey.
Guys, what do you love in life? Something come to mind that you love the most?
Every day with all my heart, I wish I loved fish.
What?
It's such a lean source of protein, and it's great for your body.
Dude, you don't love fish? I love fish. I get stoked about it. You don't? You gotta take care of your body, bro. Do what you asked. Thing I love most is my body. I'm not playing, bro. I love my body. Oh my God. You know, I would lay down my life for my body.
Is that all you can come up with? Is that you're in love with your body? You shouldn't fall in love with your body. It smells... I've smelled the smells of what it makes.
Yeah, a priest can't even get rid of some of those smells.
Hey, wait, guys. Ashley's been sitting out in the car for about 20 minutes with the heat fully blasting. So she's not stoked. So let's go, or else you're getting another one. I'll keep her warm. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna hurt you.
Sure, we could use any of that.
Oh, no.
You're getting chest up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We could use that part about him talking about his body. Yeah, how it's not self-seeking. What do you think?
Possible, yeah.
Hi, I'm sorry. I was just talking to your friend, and he was talking
Sorry,
about...
what?
Um,
I'm hearing impaired.
I was just saying that talking to your teammates about, what they love, and one guy said he loved his body. What do you think about that?
Well, my body's taking a few blows. Yeah, that's what I like about it. Well, I should say I'm grateful for it. That's a better way of saying it. Grateful I get to play football.
What position do you play?
They had me at outside linebacker, but because of the hearing thing, I couldn't hear the DB on crack behind me. So they moved me to safety, which I like that spot better.
That's cool. That's great.
Thanks.
If you think about someone who is, I guess, easily angered or they have a hot temper, I've had a hot temper, a quick temper, and wishing, that I hadn't been so angry, that I hadn't said the things that I said in that moment, or that I hadn't done the actions that I had done in that moment of being so just quick to be angry.
Well, I don't think Love's supposed to be easily angered.
She's been mad at me ever since I was born.
I think that we probably got along till I was about 11, when I decided I was too old to play with things anymore. I was way too sophisticated for that, and I was going to move on with my career at 11.
I was 9. It made me really mad.
Well, she stays angry with me a lot. I think she's still angered with me.
Easily.
Does that mean I'm too old to play anymore, Mom?
No, honey, you can play. You don't want to be like your Aunt Jenny anyway.
I don't like that.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
She's angry with me all the time. I can't see that as love.
There's the love you have for your siblings.
Even though sometimes they're mean.
Excuse me, you're the one that's mean. He's usually the ones that start the fight.
Why is that?
You just start the fight.
Child parent love, that's real. Self-love, that's real, but movie love, that's not real.
Right, but, don't you sound a little jaded? I mean,
I'm
I
not
get what you're saying.
angry.
Right.
I'm not a man hater or anti-dating. I'm just not interested. Sure, I still have online dating accounts under the username Crazy Psycho, so it looks like I'm putting myself out there. But I don't believe in the couple who thinks that relationship happiness is in the elastic waistband of their matching sweatpants or at the end of their Netflix queue. Love hasn't done anything for me that I couldn't do for myself.
I always buy thoughtful
LOL.
gifts. Don't speak emoticon.
Oh, I will show you thoughtful gifts. Where's she going? Do you know what she's gonna get?
I have no idea.
So, how long have you two been best friends?
Our whole lives, like 4 years. No, 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, so how did you know?
That we were gonna be best friends. The guys in my class turned on me in 7th grade. I go to a private Christian school, so when half the class starts hating you, all the guys, it's like you've lost 15 friends. Michelle saw what was going on, and one day she came over to me and tore a fruit roll-up in half and gave me some and said, "Not that I think you're fruity or anything." No, I laughed. It was funny. The next day she made me use her iPod, and at first I thought she was just being nice, but then I noticed she loaded it up with self-empowerment songs by Avril, Kelly, and X-Tina, or whatever. But I knew she did that on purpose to pump me up and make me feel loved.
Excuse me, but love is not buying your best friend the most horrible looking reindeer I've ever seen in my entire life.
Hey, I thought love keeps no record of wrongs.
You know, love may not keep a record of wrongs, but I do. And this is a wrong.
Of course, love to me is these 3 beautiful children that I have that I forgive all the time for knocking windows out of my house or hitting a golf ball into my car window or something like that.
I'll tell you what love isn't. It isn't mean, it isn't mad, it doesn't get angry and pissed all the time.
Don't?
Don't. Whatever.
So have you guys seen someone that you know get angry? Your dad?
Our dad is perfect.
Perfect.
Well, now I certainly ain't perfect, but I do my best. I treat my boys in a way that their mother was, well, never capable of.
Daddy was victim of domestic violence.
Before Mama found Jesus, she used to slap Daddy in the face with an open palm. She was a mean drinker.
I'm sorry. Is she an alcoholic?
Purple drink.
Also known as a scissor.
Scissorp is a cough medicine, okay? It's It's mixed with citric soda, and it's oftentimes you throw in like a Jolly Rancher for extra sweetness. You never done that? But yeah, my wife, she liked that hip-hop music.
Our mama got jacked up on the scissor. That's when she started slapping Daddy around.
It ain't funny, dude. Domestic violence ain't funny.
You're right. It's not. Sorry.
Our daddy just published a self-published book. He's bringing awareness to the issue.
Yes, ma'am. It's an autographical biography about my divorce and the effects it had on my boys here and of course, myself as well. When love meets an open hand. Got it in there? You see it? Self-published, available all over the world on the worldwide internet on the Amazon.
I think love is amazing because it brought me and my cat together. Cats are really cute and nice sometimes, as long as they don't get angry sometimes.
Pets are always nice. They don't care how bad you mess up. No matter how bad you mess up, they always love you no matter what you do.
MIP stands for Midwestern Illustrators Promoting Peace. We're trying to bring back the family-friendly comic strips to the American families.
I grew up just like every other kid. I read intensely violent graphic novels.
Like what?
The first one that comes to mind would be about a bunch of beheaded orphans that ruled over a forest of savage hawks.
Oh my.
Yeah, it was bloody and violent and just plain awful. It appealed to the basest side of my humanity.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I read the funnies in the Sunday papers, and those were excellent. I mean, you remember Family Circus, right? That one was harmless.
Unmemorable, even.
All right, so this is one I've been working on for a while here. It is about a baby dolphin and a baby panda bear. And you see here? They're getting ready to go trick-or-treating for Halloween. The dolphin's dressed up as a ghost. He's got holes for his eye and his fin. And the panda bear is dressed up as a pirate. And if you thought that was the cutest thing that you ever saw, they go trick-or-treating, and the house they come to, they just ran out of candy after giving some to the baby dolphin ghost. So the baby panda bear pirate doesn't have any candy, and the dolphin decides to share it with the panda.
Oh, that's really
I
cute.
gotta go get mine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that means I'll go next. Are you familiar with the phrase, as cute as a bug's ear?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, my comic is quite literally about a bug's ear. It goes into all the adventures and misadventures that this bug's ear gets in, and let me assure you, it gets into a lot more misadventures than adventures.
I bet.
Mine is actually a mystery series about a team of junior detectives. Corn detectives. Cornfield is their office.
Corn detectives.
The weather isn't their only challenge. It's being sprayed on by pesticides while we're trying to solve mysteries.
Okay, does anyone else have something to add, or?
Well, I do have one thing. Just been milling it around in my mind, but I'm not too sure what I'm going to do with it. But I've always wanted to make something that takes place inside of Santa's belly. I'm not too sure what, but it's something that I'd like to try to do at one point.
All right, then. So let me ask you this. If you guys think of your biggest single influence, if you could have anyone's career, who would you want to have?
Charles M. Schultz. God rest his soul.
He created the comic strip Peanuts.
I totally have Peanuts envy. I wish I created that comic.
We all have Peanuts envy.
We loved him the most.
That's right. Holt will be truly missed around these parts.
He was our hero. The man we all wanted to be.
I always dreamed of having his body. Not that I wanted his body. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I mean, none of us are going to be able to fit that boy's big overalls.
That crazy son back. Hort was the family intellect. Whenever we were out back with our dueling banjos, he was always inside, face down in the book.
We ain't much for book learning.
So, guys, tell me, when did Hoyt pass?
Huh?
What?
When did he die? Did it happen recently?
Died?
I'm sorry, you guys talked about him in past tense. He was a great guy.
You left for college, you $2 cow.
I'm sorry.
Listen, lady, we miss our brother. He was a jock, a stud.
The ladies loved his body. They couldn't get enough of him.
That son Hoyt of ours, he sure has sold his share of wild oats.
Mm-hmm. I think it's always been my siren red beard.
Yeah?
Yeah. I've always considered it a tragic wasteland of disrepair right here on my face, but...
Can I touch it?
Yes, you may. It's like a pillowcase full of kittens.
Oh, yes it is. So tell me, I hear you're the stud of the town, is that right?
I've done pretty good with the ladies. Pretty good.
So he was a musician, and he had this singing voice, and sometimes when he would sing to me, I would just sit there and stare at his handsome red beard, and the backlight would just hit it just right. I'm like, he looked like an angel.
Unfortunately, I cannot tolerate when a man sings to me. When they sit there and they look you right in the eye and they sing a song. You know what I mean, right?
Yeah, when they serenade you, right?
What used to serenade the crap out of me.
So you don't like it when they sing to you? It doesn't feel special?
She was an ungrateful brat of a girl. My Hoyt, he has the breathy singing voice of a young Anita Baker. Only he's a boy.
Ungrateful brat of a girl. She didn't appreciate his musical stylings.
Hoyt, he was a tender lover. He was the most tender lover I've ever had. Sometimes, in the middle of it, by it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes in the middle of it, he would just faint dead away.
Oh, right.
And I would have to revive him. Hoyt, he had the constitution of a soft-shell turtle.
Well, Hoyt and I dated once, and yeah, there was a lot of chemistry. He was quite the schmoozer, and that vocabulary on him. Whew. But then we found out we were second cousins, which is normal for these parts. Then we found out that I had once been his aunt by marriage. So really, after that, enough was enough, and we didn't date after that. But, Hoyt is so sweet, and he still sends me the sweetest Christmas cards. And every time I see him, I give him a butterscotch.
We both dated him. It's a small town. His mom and dad, Dale and Sonia, they baby him. He is the favorite child.
He came home from school every day to a canopy of palms and hosanna.
He is their crowning achievement. Their crowning achievement.
Well, Sonia told me that you guys are a little too uppity for him, so that's why he broke up with you. Is that right?
Is that what she said?
Yeah. She also said that you, Misty, kind of came up with a smear campaign.
That woman is full of it. She twists a story like a bone screw.
I never had nothing in common with her except that she liked my mama's recipe for pineapple punch.
Okay.
So she nicknamed me Pineapple Punch. That got old real fast. Oh yeah, really old.
Pineapple punch is no longer welcome in this house. And you know what? I am so glad I don't have to look at that twitchy eye anymore. Oh, it was moving and blinking like it had a mind of its own.
So tell me what Hoyt's like, or what he was like.
Well, he's definitely very intellectual. But when he's done with a girl, let's just say he's done, he's not very nice. He's cold.
Interesting.
Yeah. As cold as a dump in a metal bucket.
Oh.
Hoyt was the best relationship of my life. We just loved each other. I know we did.
So what are some special memories you have together?
Oh, one time we went skinny dipping in nothing but our Halloween costumes. He was dressed as Samson from the Bible, and I was dressed as an orphan from the Sudan. We had so much fun that cold October evening. Whew! It's really cold.
Minnie Whitaker was always in the way.
Why?
Yeah, she wasn't good enough for our son.
Oh, well, that's right. I took him into Sears to get his senior photos taken, right? With that girl, Minnie, She comes along to quote, hold his props. He was never looking at that ding-dong camera. He was always looking at her.
Mom, Dad, the boys are talking bad about our point. Hey, right. Oh, it sure ain't.
They love me. They're protective of me. Every time I come home, they're excited to see me. But that's the point you're trying to make, right? That love always protects. Well, my parents love all of us, but it is I that they love the most.
And don't forget.
Well, Patty, Agape, a girl.
Patty's my real name, but Agape is my stage name.
Nice to meet you.
I lead bagpipe worship services for Christian camps all across southern Missouri, and that's where Hoyt and I met. He was a camp counselor there last summer.
Not a sweeter sound this side of heaven.
I blew my way into his life.
Oh, okay. So, Patty, Agape, tell me a little bit about Hoyt's family.
Oh, they love the Lord, and each one of them is saved and sanctified, and they're going to glory when they die. I just know it. They're really the sweetest, most tight-knit family.
You best not be trash talking about your big brother.
You're not. Marsh, you better shut your fat claptrap. I got cubed. Who wants to get cubed? No, Papa, no!
Who's next?
No! Oh, God, why?
Tell me a story about love. When I served at the soup kitchen on Christmas Day so people could have a nice hot meal, seeing their face at the food made me happy. It felt better giving to them on Christmas instead of receiving gifts.
I found out that the people that don't know about God, the more you show your love towards them, the more they want what you have, and so they're going to want to know more about God because they want that love that's inside of you.
I love to do cheerleading. I love to tumble and do flips and like to mostly be with my team and having that bond that's like a family and you're always there with each other and you always have each other's back.
So tell me, how did you guys meet?
Well, we went to school together, and I knew her. We didn't have any classes together, but I saw her in the hallways, and I thought, she was pretty cute. And then there was a competitive cheerleading team tryouts, and then I went, and she went. I was like, wow, she's here. And then I started throwing up girls and everything. I was actually pretty good.
When you say throw up, what do you mean?
Throw up as in like,
in the
not
air?
throw, yeah, in the air.
Okay.
I take her,
Right.
I throw her up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you catch her?
Then I catch her.
So there's a lot of trust in that. Huh?
Yeah, there's a lot of trust in that, and that's really how we've stayed together for about 4 years now, is because of
How
trust.
did it all begin?
Our first memory together, we were on a competitive team, and there's about 100 or so people in the stands cheering for us, and the first motion that we did on our first team together was a back tuck. That's what I did. But halfway, I had a sneeze, and I did sneeze, and when I landed, everything came out of my hands. And then the next motion, our team had to lift her up, and that was the back spot. And while she was up there with her one leg up, I wiped everything off her leg, and we went through that motion, and everything went by, and then everything was done. The game started playing, and then we went to a different room, and she looked down, and she's like, what's that on my leg? I was like, I don't know. And then a couple minutes passed by, I'm like, you know what, I do know what's on your leg. That's mine. I sneezed on my hands, and I kind of wiped it on you. And ever since then, we've stuck together, just like that. But, yeah.
I'm totally trying that.
What?
Wiping snot onto a girl's skirt. That's what I've been missing the whole time.
That's a big turn.
Yeah, it is. Any of your exes ever do that to you?
I haven't had an ex for quite a few years, like 5, 6.
A girl that looks like you hasn't had a date in 5 or 6 years.
Oh, I date. The last guy I dated, he took me back to his place, and it smelled awful. All he had was a mattress on the floor, no furniture, and then this lamp that was sitting on an old box of pizza boxes. There was nothing there. It was really creepy.
Did you just bolt out?
I didn't. I had my hand in my purse ready with the mace because he asked me this question. He said, do you want to see my puppet collection? And obviously I said, yes,
totally. Yes.
of course. Yeah. So we go into the kitchen and we go around the corner and I see this huge glass display case full of puppets.
Like Muppets?
like 1940s French marionettes, the ones that are dangling from their strings.
Oh yeah, totally. The kind that come to life in their sleep and kill you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just like
Gracious. You do need a good date. Wow. I'd ask you out, but I'm your employee, so it wouldn't work.
that. I'd like to think of you actually as my subordinate.
Yeah, thanks.
You said something yesterday.
I don't know.
Something about how helping raise your nephew has made you smaller. Something like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, what did you mean?
Well, by being smaller?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just being with him makes me feel smaller. I feel like that when you're single, everything is yours. You're kind of the star of your own show. But when I spend time with him, it's like my heart grows bigger, but I grow smaller. It's a nice feeling. I'd like to spend the rest of my life kind of growing in direct proportion to the size of my heart.
Vern got out of the military. He moved in here with me.
I pays my way. I pays written all kind of ways.
Yes, you do. You sure do. What are you doing? Vern, don't.
What?
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to get that tag that was inside your jacket.
I have scissors for that. Please don't. Don't, okay?
Ain't no need for scissors. Anything can cut with scissors, you can burn off.
I love having my brother around. Where are you going?
I ain't gonna do this crap. I'm gonna sing songs.
He loves to sing. I'm sorry, I don't think he's going to do this on camera for you today. These guys, decades ago, what they went through. Nowadays, someone with autism, they'd probably be ruled out. Back then, it seemed like they'd take just about anyone. Excuse me. Bert, what are you doing? Bert, we promised to do this interview. We promised to do this interview. We promised to do this interview.
Yeah, love always hopes, which means it expects, great expectation. My wife was going through some things a few years back, had to be flown to the hospital. Didn't realize that, had she not been flown within 3 hours, she would have probably been dead. So, and then she's still going through things now, and I kind of want to enjoy my wife, and so, there's times you want to give up and things like that, but the fact that love always hopes and expects for the greater, that kind of pushes me to stay with her. And then, we got the vows through sickness and health, and for better or worse. So I'm there, and I'm hoping and expecting that everything is going to be all right with her.
I was adopted from a different country. I was from Cambodia. And she told me the moment she saw me, she fell in love. And I think the moment she picked me up for the first time and I was in her arms, I fell in love too.
So did you meet Deanna online?
No, Arby's was working. Yeah, well, Deanna ran the grill. And she wore a hairnet like I'd never seen a woman wear a hairnet before. But she had these beautiful gold locks that just were in this net, just bulging and desperate to break free, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But...
Well, I mean, it's that like her hair was in prison, in shackles. Well, what can I say? I'm a hair man, Anyway, cut to now. Deanna and I are as happy as we were when we met at Arby's. And I think, wow, maybe 7 years ago, Martin Luther King Day.
Tell me, what's the key to a healthy marriage?
If you want a healthy marriage, marry Deanna. Well, not literally, but But stay away from my wife, Affleck. You're better looking than I am.
So it's obvious you three are brothers.
Oh, yeah.
You guys all working here together?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they work for me.
They work for you.
We don't work for you. We work with you.
Fair
I
enough.
listen to the boss.
And he's the boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in here teaching them how to work on race cars.
Oh, that's great. Race cars, really?
Mm-hmm.
So do you mind telling me a little bit about what happened in your life?
Yeah, well, about my accident. 10 years ago, I was involved in a truck rollover, unbelted, 20-mile-an-hour crash, just one of those bad luck sort of situations, and broke my C5 and 6 vertebrae in my neck.
In all realism, I used to always battle confidence on a daily basis in everything I did. It seemed like I was always last in everything. The last to be born, the last to get picked in sports.
The last to grow body hair.
Exactly. Came a long way over the years, though. But then the accident happens to Brandon, and he comes out with all this strength to go to these hospitals and inspire patients. He really is something else. You know, it's pretty surreal. He doesn't play the victim at all.
You know, that is true. Like, people always seem to comment on that he's not the victim.
Yeah. And it's really encouraged me to change my focus in life, to become a motivational speaker, like the next Tony Robbins or Joel Osteen. If I can manage to bleach my teeth that way.
You better start bleaching. Because of my injury, I have one hand that works and one hand that I actually cannot close. So after a decade...
Do you drive with one hand?
Two hands, the right hand on the steering wheel and the left hand on the hand controls, which controls the gas and brake. And just by using pressure, and like I said, after 10 years being in the chair, you learn things. Learn how to use what you can't use to the best of your ability. And but I can't do everything, and that's why they're here. They can help me with things that I can't do, or at least alleviate some of the hard work.
So you really gonna go for a ride in that thing? It's fun, but...
Hey, we'll pray for your soul.
How fast are we going?
This car really only goes about 100 miles an hour on gravel roads, which is plenty fast, to be honest. But this car is a momentum car. It's not built to go crazy fast. It's built to, if you take good, clean, smooth lines, you'll make good time. Ready? I usually don't have people in here, but I figured make an exception for you. And that's how you Scandinavian flick a turn.
When we were little, this was it for the entire Jewish community until about 25 years ago.
I left temple for the longest time. I still have a hard time practicing my faith here in America, but oddly enough, it's easier when I travel.
That's interesting. It's weird. One of my favorite shul memories, synagogue memories, was attending Shabbat services on Yom Kippur in Bangkok.
Well, you know what's interesting is when you guys are talking, I'm hearing about how your faith travels, all over the world, into every corner.
Yeah, well, when you see the devotion that people have for God all over the world and how it's persevered for thousands of years, from the years and years of roaming in the desert to the horrors of the Holocaust, I don't know, maybe it's because America's so young, but in other countries, God's love just seems richer.
I think the Bible is correct. I mean, love always preserves. And that is so true. Our love has preserved for 26
you mean
years.
Persevered?
Oh yeah, perseverance. You know, there you go with that high school education.
Hey, you're the one with a college degree.
Well, it's football scholarship. It's not like I did a lot of school.
Yeah, college. Yeah, that's where we met. I was washing the windows. I don't do windows anymore. He was a little...
I was following her around.
Yeah.
I was helping her out. I
Uh-huh.
was picking up these paper towels she kept throwing down.
Kept standing at the bottom of my ladder.
Well, I spent more time looking up your ladder.
Yeah, he was a little... You know what I mean? A
Well,
little crazy?
No, not crazy.
No, you were crazy.
Okay, maybe a little psycho,
Yeah, no,
perhaps a
little
bit.
bit.
But who isn't psycho when you find the person you're really in love with?
No, they were mostly all sane girls. No crazy stories or nightmarish incidents that happened like yours. But, just kind of ended. I had one girl that she had to move back to Delaware because her dad was dying. Yeah. Wait, are we going the right way?
Yeah, we're heading towards the woods. We're not quite there yet.
Oh, okay. I had another girlfriend, Kara. She was an executive at Tums. And she was really nice, but we just didn't have a lot in common. We'd go to dinner and I wanted to talk about sports or religion or politics or history or anything, showbiz. All she wanted to talk about was her job, but really there's not a lot to talk about. She worked at Tums. I mean, those little things just neutralize stomach acidity. I mean, it's done. That's it. That's all.
Right.
I couldn't make her laugh either. I kept trying, but it wouldn't work. She's just staring at me blank-faced with every reference that I tried to pull out. But I really think that old and wrinkly and careworn.
Oh, that's a great word. Careworn.
Yeah. I want somebody that can sit with me in my nursing home half mummified.
What?
Yeah.
You say mummified?
Yeah. Because my references. I really do. I mean, Scruppers, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, but he just kind of just stares up at me. He doesn't laugh or giggle or get my references either, so.
Yeah, with his big googly eyes, right?
Yeah, see?
So chicks with sticks. Yeah, that's what we used to call ourselves. But then we figured it was a little bit disrespectful, like to newly hatched birds.
And to women. And so this is actually where you guys live?
Absolutely.
Really?
Like
it's the dead of winter.
Yeah. We are completely off grid.
This is what we call home. I can make a fire 6 different ways. I make wild edibles and medicinals.
Well, it definitely is beautiful out here.
Isn't it? It's just so beautiful. Nature's so natural.
This right here is a black bear fur.
Black bear? Yes. And did you catch that yourself?
No, it was given to me by my father.
Oh, okay. And the arrows, are those handmade?
Yes, they are. My father made them. These are bamboo, full length, 31 inches. Sometimes I like to throw them up in the air and then try to run away before I get hurt.
You know, for every piece of trash you throw into the woods, a kitten dies. Do you hate kittens?
I mean, could we pack this up in bags and you guys take it to the recycling center or something? I mean, just sit here. Can't use any of this crap.
I'm gonna find out where you all live and take it to your house and throw it in your living room. If this were to break and I stepped on it, I would probably die a really horrible, slow, painful death. But if I don't step on it, then thank you for the drinking utensil. So there's a giant seashell next to a sardine tin. That doesn't make sense.
It's kind of neat, though.
A little.
I feel those mice that we had for a while? This could have been their little bed.
Hey, you know what else is cool about sardines and clams?
What?
They come from the water.
Do you want to go to the river? Get an ice bath?
I'd like that.
Let's go.
Hey, if you sit up, I'll wash your back.
Okay. Thank you.
Move it to the left.
So, I actually hear you speak Cherokee.
That means yes.
Okay. Can you say anything else? What did she say?
She said, isn't it so beautiful out here? The nature's just so natural.
Can you teach me a little something?
Sure. Say Oshio.
Oshio?
That means hello.
Okay. Anything
Now
else?
say Aya Ikwa Unegadoya.
Try that again.
Aya.
Aya.
Ikwa.
Ikwa.
Unegadoya.
Unegadoya.
Sula de Gewi. Satseli.
Yes. Well, why don't you tell me what that means? I'm getting a little lost in...
It's a traditional Cherokee greeting. Okay. As long as you say that, you're sure to get a really friendly response.
So this used to be your bed?
Yeah, it used to be, but obviously it's not anymore because if you sleep on something that's rusted, you'll get tetanus.
Right. So what do you guys use now? Can you tell me where you sleep?
Well, we use Mylar. I actually wrap my entire self in Mylar every night. It's actually really comfortable and does a really good job at retaining your body heat.
Okay.
Eventually, the pee dries.
Eventually.
Okay.
It takes a long time.
It really does.
So what is that there? That bar.
Oh, that's our trash can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you put in your trash can?
Leaves.
All of the leaves?
The ones that get in our way.
Seems like you girls really love this lifestyle.
Yeah. It was actually my friend, Maeva Del Blanco, me and her started this. She introduced me to this way of life.
Did she quit the group? I'm sorry for asking. I didn't mean to bring up anything.
Yeah, she just, she was really the heart and soul of this group, and she really taught me, well, us, a lot about life. Ever since she chose another path, I guess you could call it. She's just, I don't know, nothing's the same. Help me to believe you, I can see your lies too clear. I don't want to know the truth, but I do. Tell me what I want here, let me just pretend that no one else could take my place with you. Let me think you love me, let my broken heart be full. I can see it in your eyes, it's not me. Make me feel like I'm the one. Let me make believe that no one else could take your heart from me. And tell me that you love me, say that you'll be there. Wipe away my tears and twirl your fingers in my hair. And tell me that I'm wrong and that I just must be confused, because I can't imagine me being without you. So wrap your arms around me like you'll never let me go. I need to hear you say you'll never leave. I know your heart's no longer mine, but let me just believe that no one else could take your love from me. And our devoted love will always be.
It took you long enough.
I needed to say goodbye to them, and they wanted to show me their the raccoon skins.
The raccoon skins?
Yeah.
I got the heat going. It's nice and warm in here. I'm rocking out to your new CD. It's
Oh, that's
great.
Thanks. I'll enjoy it when I get up there.
Just dance a little.
What?
Yeah, dance a little.
I get
There
out
you
of
go.
Death Valley first. Oh, goodness.
You should dance while climbing.
Dance while climbing. Okay. Maybe the dancing can wait a couple steps.
We gotta get back.
Yeah, I know. It's like 7 o'clock. Starving. Heck. Ready to head back to the Cape?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, don't worry about me.
I know. That's why I didn't get out.
Yeah, no.
Good job.
Glad you're nice and warm. So why don't you go to the front? It's like I'm driving with Daisy. You'll enjoy the warmth up there. I got this all under control.
I feel like a first-class citizen again. She had quite a voice.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
It also good on camera.
So do you think that's it?
Love never fails. That was the last one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think we have plenty of footage for a ride at Edge. We should be good.
Or do you think you're going to want to use the GoPro camera footage? The GoPro?
The what? Where?
Right there. Have you not noticed that?
No.
I brought it. I had it outside and back here.
Outside too?
Yeah.
I never saw it.
Should I have asked your permission?
Well, you know, a lady likes to know when she's going to be on camera.
You look nice.
Thanks.
That's a question.
Yes. What can I answer for you?
Now that I'm not your subordinate anymore, you want to come over for lunch next week? We could do Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll show you my puppet collection. No, my marionette collection. Come check it out.